And Johnson called for going over the back. So Massenberg with 2. Johnson picks up his first personal. Still even at 3.5 minutes to play. DuPont out front for Hector. He'll reverse to the far side for Neal. Neal inside out. DuPont the three-pointer, too strong left side of the rim. And the board's cleared by Isaac James. James brings it across the timeline, dribbles it off his foot out of play. And a turnover brings it back to the Bengals. Hector at the control. 1-2-2 zone employed by New Hope. And right down the lane goes Neal. He can't finish. Gets his own miss. Put back attempt too strong in the rebound for New Hope. Hall weaving through the defense. Kicks it out. Martino the 3. He drains it. Ralph Martino with 6 in the opening quarter on a couple of three-pointers and a timeout taken by New Hope following the 3. That gives us a chance to take a look at our players to watch here today. And the 2 guys we're paying most close attention to. You see it on your screen. Deshaun Cooper for Balboa, not starting in this one. He's coming off the bench, but he's got offers to Colorado State, Chico State, San Francisco State. And then we mentioned Chorkley Kaneki not playing today. He's out of the Congo. He has an ankle injury, rolled it a couple of games ago. But certainly a player that's still a big factor because it's now how can you make up his production with Kaneki on the bench. Eight to 5 lead for New Hope after the three-pointer a moment ago from Martino. Hector swings it near side for Dubois, who's just entered the game. Loose ball on the deck. Hall going after it, trying to get a tie-up. And a timeout now taken by Balboa. Mentioned Alton Dubois just coming onto the floor, a 6'3" junior guard, who Coach Jones says is blossoming in his role off the bench. He can really be a game changer as the 7th or 8th man on this team. Yesterday scored 8 points off the bench in the loss to Liberty Heights. But just because he's a role player doesn't mean his impact on Balboa is minimal. "30-second timeout as Balboa took it to save the possession. Dubois to trigger the inbound. Hector working with it. Into DuPont. DuPont a little bit inside out. Ameyu wasn't ready for it. Side-to-side passing around the perimeter for Balboa. Now a foul called away from the ball, and it will be going the other way. Andrew Millot into the game for the first time. He's wearing number 10, defending the ball right here. Martino, another 3. Got another one. Ralph Martino, a sharp shooter, and he's red hot to start. 3 for 3 from distance. Baseline drive. Shot won't go down for DuPont. Put back, no good from Ameyu. Another opportunity, and this time they put it in. Dubois cleaning up the backboards. Whistle stops play. I didn't see a foul. Isaac James gingerly to the bench. I wonder if he got hit and it resulted in some blood or something, or just an injury timeout, but he is holding that jersey up around the side of his face, so he exits. Massenberg back on the floor. Kalnicki with it offensively, or Kalnius, I should say. He's trapped with the ball, gets it away to Massenberg near corner. Massenberg looking for an outlet, feeds it down low, and a nice finish at the basket by Kalnius. So he was trapped, gave it up, and got it back, and it's a 13-7 New Hope advantage. Millot swings it near side. Into the paint. Tough shot, count it, and a foul. Amayao gets it to go, and he's heading to the free throw line for a chance to add on to it. Just a little leaner from the elbow. And now Amayao at the free throw line. Coach Jones says that he offensive rebounds as well as any big in the country. That's high praise. And now Isaac James heading down to the trainer's table to seek some further attention. That would be a big loss for New Hope. Again, they're already playing thin today. Hall turning the corner, kicks it outside. Martino right back to Hall. Hall drives, Leonard, got it, and a foul. Fading away from just inside the arc, Hall connects, and he's got a chance to complete a three-point play. Well, we talked about the mid-range game from Jalen Hall, and he showcased it right there. Unable to complete the play, though, and a rebound for Obeber. Up ahead, Amayao to the bucket, can't convert. Tippa got his own miss and draws a foul. Cortland Johnson in there contesting. I believe he's the one whistled for the contact. And if that's Johnson, that's his second. .29 seconds to play. Opening quarter lead is 5 for New Hope. Amayao, no good on the first free throw. Second one on the way. 0 for 2. Rebound pulled in by Nicholas Ramos onto the floor. This is Hall. 2-second difference shot clock. Actually, it's turned off. Calnius driving left into traffic and an offensive foul. Obeber drew the charge and Calnius whistled for his first personal. It's now a chance for Balboa to take the final shot. Millot brings the ball up court. Gets a screen going right. Millot to the bucket. Scoops it up, can't get it to go, but the putback there for Amayao. Right hand jam, and that caps the opening quarter. Daniel Amayao punches it in, 15-12, the lead for New Hope after 1 quarter of play. And we're back after this. You're listening and watching to the Governor's Challenge, presented by AT&T.
This is a Jimmy John's sandwich, made with all natural meats, hand-sliced veggies, and fresh baked bread. And this is the new Little John, available for only $3. They're almost identical. Almost. Good job.
Okay.
Three-point New Hope advantage after 1 quarter of play. They will have the basketball moving right to left here in the second. Again, New Hope coached by Marcus Chester, leading the way for this first-year program. Previously an assistant at some pretty highly regarded programs, Good Counsel and DeMatha, also Capital Christian, and was offered a position with New Hope to start a new program, and he's taken full advantage. Cortland Johnson driving in, wave it off. It's an offensive foul. I believe that's number 3 on Johnson. So Balboa now a chance to tie with a 3. Ameyao dunked home the final bucket of the opening half to make it a 1-possession game. Millot running the point. Neal thought about the 3, didn't take it. Now to the near side, and Dubois right back to him. Driving baseline, Dubois. Right-handed finish off the glass. Alton Dubois, his first bucket. It's a 1-point game. 7:16 to play, first half. James into traffic, offensive foul. Back-to-back charges, and that time it's Dubois. We talked about his ability to change the game off the bench. He finishes on one end, gets a turnover with a charge on the other. So now a chance for the Bengals to take the lead. Millot has it. Kicks it near a corner, pass deflected out of play. Shot clock at 12 when Balboa will inbound. Neal to Millot. Right back to Neal, top of the key, 3-ball up. That's around and out. Tipped away on the rebound. Claimed by Dubois. They swing it back around for Neal. He'll give way to Millot. They'll reset in between the circles. Around a screen now from Deshaun Cooper, who's entered off the bench. 3-ball up and good from the corner. Abeber scores the 3. His first bucket of the game. So now we'll see what Deshaun Cooper can bring to the table as he sat out that opening quarter. He's guarding the ball right now, wearing number 11 in the black uniform. Millot guarding Hall, who has it in between the circles. Hall dribbling right side of the lane, tripped on his way to the bucket. And Hall will head to the free throw line. Foul will go on Millot, his first. 6:05 to play, second quarter, 2-point lead for Balboa now. Official stopping play, a wet spot underneath the basket to our left. So again, Deshaun Cooper coming in off the bench, scored just 2 in the game yesterday. 6'9" senior center. Three-pointer off the inbound, around and out from Martino. Here comes Abeber looking to push, and it's knocked out of play by Massenberg. Millot off to Cooper. Neal swings it back to Millot just inside the arc left wing. Hesitation move to the rim, partially blocked, and Millot will knock it out of play off of Martino. Shot clock reset. I'm not sure it should have. Referees now conferring. I don't think that ball hit the rim. Now one of the officials going over to the scores table. And they are going to run the shot clock down. So 16 on the shot clock. Abeber will inbound. Into Millot. Whip a pass inside. Neal off the ball fake. Right down the lane. Finishes with the left hand. Nice move by E.J. Neal, who again had 18 in the game yesterday. Balboa's lead is 4. James in the front court. Watched by Cooper. Trying to cut down on the angle. Johnson now has it. Johnson dishes to the corner. James extra pass. Martino the triple. He's got 4. Ralph Martino the second. 12 points, all coming on 4 threes. And it's back to a 1-point game, 19-18, Balboa on top. Millot crossing over, left side of the lane, changes hands and finishes off the glass. Nice move by Andrew Millot, his first bucket. And the lead back to 3. James has it front court. Pulls up from three-point range. That's around and out, no good. O'Baber the rebound, looking to push. Ahead to Cooper. Collects. Dishes it off inside. And a turnover. Dubois wasn't ready for it initially. Now Massenburg in the front court. And that'll be an offensive foul. That's the 3rd charge already that Balboa has taken. And that's the 3rd foul on Hassan Massenburg. Sub coming in now for Balboa. It'll be Lenz DuPont re-entering. He'll take the spot of Alton Dubois. (21-18) Balboa on top. 4:23 to play in the opening half. Malott still at the controls. That even with DuPont and Neal on the court. Left wing. Head fake. DuPont back outside. Pull up by O'Baber, and that's off the mark. Battle for the rebound. O'Baber gets it back. Going up strong to the bucket. Can't get it to go that time, and a foul on the rebound going against Cooper. So Cooper came across the neck of Kalnius. That'll be the... Not sure they have the fouls right. Okay, it will be the 7th team foul, and it will be a 1-and-1 free throw situation. Cooper to the bench. David Hector back on the floor. Kalnius at the free throw line. He averages 14 points per game, and he makes the first. Came over from Lithuania. And it's amazing that a first-year program like New Hope has been able to recruit so successfully internationally as well. Kalnius from Lithuania as he makes the second. Jorklay Konechny also from the Congo, not playing here today due to an ankle injury. Malott across the timeline, working left to right. Under 4 minutes to play. Pass to Neal, or rather that's Almeyu, and he's able to finish inside. Almeyu now with 6. James in the front court has that right foot in a black shoe, left foot in an orange shoe. Pull up from Hall just inside the arc, missed everything. And out of bounds to Balboa with 3:26 to play here in the first half. Referee stopping play now. Looked like perhaps the shot clock didn't start on time. Into Malott. 3:17 to play here in the opening half. Malott to DuPont left wing. As they continue to work against this zone defense for New Hope. David Hector skip pass to the left side. DuPont driving baseline. Unable to get it to go. Put back there and a foul for Almeyu. So Almeyu leading the way in the opening half. He's now got 9 points in the ball game, a chance to get to double figures here at the free throw line. Almeyu averages 6 points and 9 rebounds per ball game. And the free throw is up and too strong. Rebound tracked down by Nicholas Ramos. He's played a couple of minutes off the bench here in the opening half. James in the front court, around a screen. James, floater from the baseline, left it short. And the rebound to Almeyu. DuPont on the lead from Neal. Back to Neal, right corner. Ball fake, driving across the lane, kick out for Hector. Down to the low block now. Almeyu up with it and wave it off. They call a hook at Almeyu. That's his second foul. And it will be New Hope basketball as they go right to left with 2:31 to play in the opening half. All barking out the signals. Martino trying to free himself, coming around the down screen, and the pass intended for him. It was tipped. Neal got a hand in there to deflect the pass from Kalnius. Kalnius gets it on the inbound. Malott face guarding Hall, made it tough to get the exchange. Hall now driving into traffic, threw up a shot, looking for the call, doesn't get it. And Balboa on the rebound. Up by 5 with the basketball. The Bengals move left to right. Malott, hesitation move, bounce pass left wing. Here's the drive by Hector, and an offensive foul. James went down hard, reaching for his head there. A little wobbly as he makes his way up the court. Marquise Bowden onto the floor for the first time now. Actually, check that he does not enter. Thought I saw him there for a moment for Balboa. Reset to Martino. Right wing for Ramos. He drives in, dishes back outside. County step back, 3 ball. Missed everything. Ramos trying to track it down. Balboa comes away with it. Up to DuPont. Lane opens up. Euro step to the rim. DuPont with a nice right-handed finish. The lead now is 7. Largest of the ball game. Hall with it. County is on the near wing. Into James at the free throw line. He puts his head down hard to the rim. Layup around and through. So Isaac James gets on the board. His first bucket comes late in the opening half. Neal kicks to the corner. DuPont drives baseline. Up and under, draws the foul. So Lens DuPont now with the charity stripe, a chance to shoot a pair. Again, he's a 6'5" junior out of Canada. Relatively unknown in most U.S. basketball circles, and Zach Jones hoping that he can get some exposure here at the Governor's Challenge. No good on the first free throw. Second one upcoming. Balboa wanted some out-of-state competition. They came all the way across the country to get it here in Salisbury, Maryland. And one of the reasons they were able to connect with the Governor's Challenge is that Veritas Prep played here last year. And they play in the same conference that Balboa does out in California. Countius feeds for James at the free throw line. Hop step gets the defender off his feet, but James walked with it. So a turnover gives it back to Balboa with 31.1 showing on the game clock here in the opening half. The lot will bring it up the floor. Malachi Chester into the ball game. The son of Marcus Chester, the head coach. He's playing the top of this 1-3-1 zone. Malott driving right, kicks to the corner. Ball fake for DuPont. Kick out left side. Pull up for Solomon, little too strong. And the rebound pulled down by Ramos. That'll do it for the opening half. Your score at the break, it's Balboa 28 and New Hope 22. We'll take a look at some highlights from the Governor's Challenge coming up next. You're watching the 2019 Governor's Challenge presented by AT&T.
We gave something to people that was going to talk about, somewhere people can kind of come and hang out and just really just have a good time. So.
The new $3 Little John from Jimmy John's is just like our original sandwiches, only littler. So we bought a little ad on Lil John.
Little John, yeah! $3, what?
This is a Jimmy John sandwich, made with all natural meats, hand-sliced veggies, and fresh-baked bread. And this is the new Little John, available for only $3. They're almost identical. Almost. Good job. Okay.
why not? Tight game here at the half in the middle game of 3 here in day 2 of the Governor's Challenge. Matt Present with you live from Salisbury. So glad you can join us. New Hope dueling it with Balboa here in our middle game. Balboa making the trip all the way across the country from California, and New Hope in their very first season. So a lot of unknowns entering this tournament. As we take a look at some of the first half numbers, here's what stood out to us most. The three-point shooting is what has given New Hope the lead. 4 for 4 from Ralph Martino from behind the arc has really paced this New Hope team. And again, they're just 3-9 this season. But as we talked about in the open, records can be deceiving. They've played an incredibly challenging schedule. And even here today, without their 6'8" starting center, Clay Kaneki, they've held their own inside. They don't have the rebounding advantage. The points in the paint do stand out, though. Balboa getting a ton of easy looks, while New Hope relying more on the outside shot. But they've been able to drive and dish. The penetration has set up Martino and others for open looks outside. We'll see the diversity in styles, how it continues in the second half. Again, the Bengals getting a ton of really high percentage shots. That tends to be something that will carry a team down the stretch, but we'll keep an eye on the defense. Balboa has really been impressive down low as well. They've taken several charges, and the foul trouble for a light New Hope team. They are light in terms of depth. Mentioned Cortland Johnson and Hassan Massenberg, both in foul trouble. And so how will that impact things? We'll keep an eye on that as well down the stretch. Now, one of the highlights every year during the Governor's Challenge is the showcase portion of the event. But beyond that, it's the skills competition, the three-point competition, and of course, the high flyers. Here's a look back at last night's dunk competition from Salisbury. So Roberto's Unitas taking home the hardware last night at the dunk competition. His teammate from Beckley Prep, Dominicus Romanos, also won the three-point shootout. We'll see both of them when Beckley takes on Rock Creek Christian tomorrow. Underway second half. New Hope with the basketball working right to left, and they lead it right now by 6 points out of halftime. More aggressive 1-3-1 zone look now for New Hope. And an offensive foul called on the screen and roll. Almayu, I believe, was called for a moving screen. That's his third personal. And now New Hope off the inbound, working left to right. Pull up straight on for Hall. Around and out, no good. Balboa clears the boards. Nice move by DuPont in the open court. Able to kick it out. Obeber the three from the corner. That's no good. And the rebound tip to Martino. Hall now pushing 2-on-2. Hall pull up mid-range jump shot. That's a little bit strong, but that's a shot he likes to take. Made a couple in the opening half. Back the other way comes Balboa, and a nice finish that time from Obeber at the rim. Obeber's got 5. And the lead now is 8 for Balboa. James nearly had a trap in the backcourt. Able to clear the timeline. Hall back to James, working right wing. Around a screen from Kalnias. Now the kick to the free throw line. Hall knocks down the jumper. Nice job by Hall just to move into a passing lane and receive it from James. Sometimes you talk about guys with the basketball creating passing angles. So often it's actually the receiver that has to slide one way or another. That time Hall just drifted forward, found a hole in the defense. Now Martino a block from behind, but a second chance effort for DuPont. He puts it in. He's got 5, and the lead is 8. Full court pressure coming. New Hope breaks it easily. County is driving into traffic, and an offensive foul. Second foul on County as they've both been charges. Referees will hold up play to mop off the far end of the court. Again, this is the second game of 3 today. Following this one, we'll have St. Maria Goretti and St. Andrews. That comes your way at about 8:30 tonight on the East Coast. Neal in the front court. 2 minutes gone by, second half, and Neal dragged that pivot foot at the elbow. Calnius will come off as Nicholas Ramos checks back in. More token pressure from Balboa. James and Hall to break it, working from the backcourt. Now a turnover. Hector at the rim, lays it up and in. So David Hector able to put it in off the steal. Hall a little bit quicker in getting the ball up court this time. Martino from the corner, 5 for 5. Ralph Martino II on fire from distance. He's got 15, and he cannot miss from behind the arc. O'Baber on the drive, around and out, no good. Tip up, and the second chance won't fall for Ameo. He was partially blocked. James now pushing the other way. Johnson dumps it down low for James. Back to the basket, gives up his dribble. Now Johnson cutting and finishing with the right hand. Cortland Johnson held scoreless in the opening half, his first bucket of the game. 5-point lead for Balboa. And now a turnover. New Hope with the basketball. So far, the Governor's Challenge losses to Seton Hall Prep and Lake Nana on Friday. This time it's New Hope losing it out of play right in front of their bench. Andrew Malott back in to handle, working against Hall. Free throw line jump shot for Neal, rattles home. E.J. Neal's hit 3 jumpers from the floor, 6 points in the ball game. 7-point advantage for Balboa. Hall for James now. James pulls up from 3-point range. He connects. No, it's short. For a second, it looked like it went down, but it just grazed the front of the rim. Now O'Baber back outside. They swing it. 3-pointer from Neal. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Battle for the rebound. And a foul called. It will stay at this end of the floor. I believe they got James. No, it's Cortland Johnson down low. That's foul number 4 on Johnson, and Massenberg is already on the bench with 4. So some foul trouble mounting. O'Baber from the corner, no good. Battle for the rebound. Hector tried to save it, but he knocks it out of play. (36-29). Balboa on top. Jalen Hall working with it. To James in the right corner. James, the baseline drive cut off by the help defense, and now a turnover. James tried to get it back, but he tips it out of play. Nice effort by Daniel Ameyao. We talked about him in terms of his rebounding prowess, but he's been just as influential on the defensive end of the court. 1-3-1 zone continues for New Hope. Hector passes it off inside. Ameyao gets the roll. Nice dish from Hector, and Ameo now has 11. All around a Johnson screen. Pull up 2. That's good. And a timeout taken by New Hope after the make from Jalen Hall. He's got 8 points, and he goes to that jump shot. A lot of players see it as a low percentage shot, a dying art in basketball across the ranks. As more and more analytics come out, they suggest that that kind of pull-up mid-range long 2 isn't as valuable, but if you make it, it counts the same. And so far today, Jalen Hall has done just that. 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc. He's got 9 points. And it's a 7-point deficit right now for New Hope. Again, Marcus Chester taking time, and he said the biggest key for him in starting a new program, teaching the fundamentals, making sure that that is a focal point for his group this season. It's an important building block for any team, but especially a first-year program and kids who have not necessarily played basketball together before, all of these guys from different backgrounds, so they don't have the chemistry that other teams might. He'll rely on the fundamentals even more as a result. 2:51 remains, third quarter. Balboa has led most of the way. New Hope got up by a 13-5 margin early. And after Balboa took the lead several moments later, they have not looked back. Malott for Neal. Whips the pass near side for Obeber, and now back to Malott. High ball screen, he'll use it, driving right. Malott tries to flip a pass off inside. Ameu to the rescue. Back up top, driving to the bucket. Neal draws the foul. So E.J. Neal, a trip to the free throw line. Foul goes on Nicholas Ramos, his first. First free throw up being good. Or the second free throw rather, 1 for 2. 2:22 to play in the third. Tough angle shot, won't go down for Hall. Offensive rebound, Cortland Johnson, the put back around and through. Cortland Johnson using his athleticism to go up and grab the rebound and convert on the second chance effort. Ameu at the other end, and he's able to drop it home. Balboa is starting to wear New Hope out a little bit. They have more depth, and just looks like right now they're running the floor a little bit better. Hall kicks to Johnson, gets it back. James with it, top of the key. He'll duck behind the screen, work to his left. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Balboa. Neal will clear the timeline. 41-33 lead for the Bengals. Malott driving in, switches hands, can't get the finish. Tip up, no good. And last touch by Balboa out of play off of Neal. 1:20 to go, third quarter. 8-point advantage. High screen from Ramos. Hall, little shake and bake, now back to Ramos left wing. James, he'll turn down the screen, driving right. Corner 3, wave it off. An offensive foul on James came first as he went crashing down into the lane. Well, you want to talk about the difference in this ball game? It might be the charges. Balboa's now taken 4 or 5 of them. And not only has it been empty possessions and turnovers, but it's also been offensive fouls. And now Malott drives and finishes, and timeout now taken by New Hope. But to finish that point before the Malott bucket, the foul trouble is mounting, and a lot of that preventable offensive fouls as opposed to contested shots. So time taken as we take a look at the coaching staff on the Bengals side. Zach Jones at the helm in his 8th season. His prized possession since joining Balboa, DeAndre Ayton. But also the fact that his son is on his coaching staff as well. Dominique Jones, who grew up playing both football and basketball. Football was his better sport. In fact, he played in the NFL. He played for the Colts, Chiefs, Broncos, and Dolphins in a career that spanned the 2012 through 2016 season. Was never an influential piece on any of those teams, but did play in 22 NFL games before joining his dad on the Bengals staff. And he says he loves coaching with his father. It's something he's always wanted to do, a true gift and a privilege. And he hopes that whenever his dad decides to retire, he will be able to carry on that legacy. Ten-point lead, largest of the game out of this timeout. New Hope basketball going the length of the floor. All running the offense. Kicks it left wing. Martino hounded on defense. He's knocked down 5 threes in the game so far, and now a steal defensively. Great job by Alton Dubois, who's such a presence on D. Now Malott kicks to Dubois, and there's a foul before that. A reach-in foul called against Jalen Hall. His first. Comes with 29 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Inbound to Neal up top. He'll hand to Malott. Back to Neal. Back to the basket. Malott being face guarded by Hall on the perimeter. It's interesting because Malott is not a go-to scorer, but it's so dangerous with the ball in his hand. It's 1-3-1 zone being extended, and that allows an easy drive and finish for Obeber. He's now got 7. It forced the defense to come out and commit, and then the blow by on the other end. And Hall will not get the shot away. 12-point lead for Balboa after 3 quarters of play. 45-33, fourth quarter coming up right after this. You're watching the Governor's Challenge, presented by AT&T.
The new $3 Little John from Jimmy John's is just like our original sandwiches, only littler. So we bought a little ad on Lil John.
Little John, yeah! $3, what?
Matt Present back with you from Salisbury. It's the second game of our triple header here today on the NFHS Network. Glad to have you with us. After 3 quarters of play, Balboa leading New Hope by a score of 45-33. Balboa again traveling across the country from Escondido, California, playing their second game of the Governor's Challenge following a 62-55 loss to Liberty Heights yesterday. We saw Liberty Heights pick up another win earlier today, as they were able to get it done in their matchup with Bishop McNamara. One more game to follow. It's St. Maria Goretti against St. Andrews later tonight. Malott in the open court, lays it back behind, and the ball won't go down. Dubois missed the bunny on a great feed from Malott. Eyes in the back of his head. Now Cortland Johnson, one dribble, right-handed floater, missed it short. Offensive rebound, put back, no good that time for James, but a foul called. And that will keep it at this end of the floor. Ralph Martino II, 15 points, coming on 5 of 7 from behind the arc. He's the only New Hope player in double figures. Meanwhile, Daniel Amayao leads the Balboa squad with 13 points and 12 rebounds, a double-double. And 7 different players have scored for the Bengals. James hits the second free throw, and New Hope will apply full court pressure on the inbound. They get it into Deshaun Cooper, who again has played minimal minutes today. A big part of this offense, I don't know if it's injury, discipline, or neither, but he has not played the same minutes that we would have expected him to here today. Pass up ahead for Lenz Dupont. He misses a bunny, and the rebound pulled down by James. Pass up ahead. Johnson, one-on-one. Rises up and drops it in. Look at that liftoff. The vertical straight up in the air for Cortland Johnson. And again, last night, second place in the dunk contest to Rob Unitas from Beckley. Cortland Johnson, such a high flyer, and he's got 6 in the ballgame. Inbound to Neal. Balboa breaking the full court pressure. Here's Cooper, who throws it down. Deshaun Cooper making his presence felt here in the fourth quarter. And that's his first bucket of the game. Here's Hall now behind the screen. Foot on the line, long 2, left it short. And the rebound for Neal. Malott pushing forward. Near side open 3. That's off the mark, no good from Obeber. Second chance opportunity on the reset. Obeber this time driving across the lane. To the right side, finishes off the glass. Obeber's now got 9 points on 4 of 12 from the field. And the lead stretches now to 12. Another offensive foul called against New Hope. That's been an issue all game long. As Massenberg re-enters, he's playing with 4 fouls. Cortland Johnson also in there with 4. Again, New Hope with several players who have not traveled to the tournament here over the winter break, and they also have their starting center, Jorkley Kaneki, out with an ankle injury. Malott calling for motion offense. He'll drive into the corner, pull up from 3. Off the far rim, no good. Tipped into the corner where Massenberg claims it. Hall looking to push the tempo. Hall off to James, right wing. James kicks it near corner. Cooper was cutting, not ready for that pass. Back to James. Elbow extended, right wing. 9 to shoot. Martino crossing over. Bounce pass to James with 3 on the timer. Feed into Hall. Has to fire. Doesn't see the clock, and it's a shot clock violation. That's the 18th turnover today for New Hope. And it's led to 17 points off for Balboa. 5 minutes to play. It's a 12-point Balboa advantage, fourth quarter. We will see the Bengals a couple of more times over the next 2 days. Wraparound pass to Cooper in the post. He'll get it right back outside for Hector. Repost now for Cooper. And he got it off the side of the window. Simply positioned too far underneath. And here comes New Hope. Martino. Bounce pass left wing. Screen now for Hall. Drives into contact, tosses a shot up, nothing but air. And it will pinball out of bounds. It will stay with New Hope on the James save off the leg of a defender. Shot clock will reset. Now they'll wind it. They had 8 seconds remaining. And the referee will alter that. Mention the injuries for New Hope. The Bengals today also playing without LJ Glover, who's been dealing with a back injury, has not played yet. at the Governor's Challenge. And we talked about the NFL ties with Dominique Jones, the assistant coach on this Bengals squad. Well, LJ Glover's dad is Leroy Glover, who is now the defensive line coach for the Los Angeles Chargers. He had a 13-year NFL career. As an offensive foul now is called against James. But LJ short for Leroy Jr. And Dominique Jones, of course, loves what LJ brings to this program, but also loves being able to chat with his dad and reminisce about NFL times as well. Balboa ball off the turnover. And again, 19 turnovers in this ball game now for New Hope. They continue with the 1-3-1 zone. They've run it all game. Malott kicks it into the corner. Back outside. 10 on the timer. Obeber pulls up. Nothing but air. And the rebound for Massenberg. Hall looks to push. Left wing, Martino spins away from the defense. And his floater won't go down. Nice move to get free, but that inside the arc two-pointer, not really his shot. Malott into traffic, high arcing two, won't go down. And he's whistled for traveling. (49-37), stuck on this 12-point advantage for much of this final quarter. All running the offense. He played almost the entire game. In fact, I don't remember him coming off the floor whatsoever. Calnius up top, driving to his left. Elbow jump shot. Around and out. Offensive rebound. Massenberg's putback won't go. And it's tipped out to Neal. Malott will let his team get up court ahead of him. A pair at the scores table for Balboa on the next stoppage. Malott driving dish. Hector pops it back outside for Malott. They'll reset with 12 on the timer. Malott around a Neal screen. Malott into traffic, weaving through the defense, shuffles it off to Cooper. No good with the right hand. Martino up ahead. He'll pull up from a deep three-point shot. That's nothing but air, and it's out of play. I don't think Martino expected to be contested so tightly that far from the basket. And it's an unorthodox shot that he has where he kind of leans in, tosses the ball straight up in the air. And if you didn't see him make 5 in the first half, you might question whether it was effective. But if you saw him in the first half, you know it certainly is. He knocked down 5. Balboa driving in the other way. Shot won't go down for Dubois. And here comes New Hope the opposite way. Still a 12-point lead for Balboa. Massenberg drives into contact. And he'll get the shot to go. No foul called, but he does get the 2. That's Massenberg's first bucket of the ball game. Balboa in the front court. All the way to the rim. Shot rolls around and drops for Almeo. He's got 13. And timeout now taken by New Hope. Well, they played a really tough schedule to begin the season. They've played a bunch of top programs, not only from the area, but also from around the nation. Played teams like St. Maria Goretti, who we'll see next, Georgetown Prep, National Christian, and Montverde Academy, who some have tabbed the #1 team in the nation out of Florida. Awfully tough sledding for a team who is in its first year. And these guys have never really played together on the basketball court. It's a testament to Marcus Chester for challenging them the way he has, and also for being able to recruit this kind of talent in his very first season. But Balboa with more depth today, more experience, and especially on the glass, they've been dominant. Almeo a double-double, 15 points, 12 rebounds. And despite shooting just 1 of 10 from three-point range, Balboa has led by double figures the entire quarter. 2 minutes to play, 51-39. Hall walks it across the timeline. Massenberg on the left wing drives to the bucket, and it's a blocking foul. Massenburg got undercut that time by Amayao. And he'll head to the free throw line. Foul trouble has also been an issue today for New Hope. Massenburg has sat a lot with 4 fouls. Cortland Johnson has mostly played through his foul trouble, but he too has 4. And Massenburg, who averages 11 points and 7 rebounds, has been held today to just a couple of points. That was the 5th foul, by the way, on Amayao, so he's done. First free throw up and good for Massenburg. Again, coming up right after this game, we'll have St. Maria Goretti against St. Andrews. Maria Goretti, a local team from the DMV, and St. Andrews all the way down from Rhode Island. They're a perennial powerhouse in the Northeast. 1:35 to play, 51-40. Balboa on top by 11. Malott drive and dish. Dubois outside, going to work. Into traffic, lost it on the drive, thought he was fouled, no call. And it hit off his left knee, out of play. Hall for Massenburg, left wing. He'll try the triple. He knocks it down. Nice release that time from Massenburg. He steps out at 6'6", and from the forward position connects on the triple. 51-43 with 1 minute and 5 seconds to play. Massenburg tight defense, nearly committed that 5th personal. Malott pops it back outside. Neal has it on that Jimmy John's logo. He'll bounce it to O'Baber. O'Baber at the elbow, kicks it back outside. Neal drives down the lane. Reverse layup up and good. Nice body control right there for E.J. Neal. Neal now with 9 points in the ballgame. Massenburg drives baseline and draws contact again. He's heading right back to the free throw line. So again, to run down the foul trouble today for New Hope. Kaunias has 4, James has 4, Johnson has 4, Massenburg has 4. Only one player with more than 2 for Balboa. Amayao fouled out a moment ago. Around and out for Massenburg, and the rebound collected by O'Baber. Malott brings it across the midcourt stripe. He's been very impressive as the backup point guard today. He came in off the bench, but he's done the majority of the ball handling. Crafty point guard who's a great passer in transition. Zach Jones loves his ability to not only pass but score at all 3 levels. He hasn't really needed to shoot a whole lot today. But he will head to the free throw line here with 10.9 seconds to play. Malott with 4 points and 4 assists. And he hits the free throw. Four more games coming your way tomorrow, then 2 more on Monday. A 12-game in 4-day stretch here at the Governor's Challenge. Glad to have you with us. It's all presented by AT&T. Kaunias up ahead. Deep 3, left wing, around and out, no good. Offensive rebound by Cortland Johnson, and he punishes the rim at the buzzer. Some carryover from the dunk contest a night ago from Cortland Johnson, but it comes in a losing effort. The final score, Balboa 55 and New Hope 46. Amayao finishes with a double-double, 15 and 12 to lead Balboa to victory. Ralph Martino Jr. in the first half, knocking down 4 threes. He finishes with 15, but not enough today for New Hope in their first year as a program. Certainly a bright future. And Balboa, we'll see them a couple more times, so stay with us over the next couple of days. Coming up after this, St. Mary's Goretti against St. Andrews as the Governor's Challenge continues from Salisbury, presented by AT&T.
This is a Jimmy John's sandwich made with all natural meats, hand-sliced veggies, and fresh baked bread. And this is the new Little John, available for only $3. They're almost identical. Almost. Good job.
Okay.